talk about Apple now, preparing to officially announce, according to our reporting, putting its own chips in Mac computers, launching this Mac trade-in program. Obviously, there's a lot of demand for devices, for computers right now. How does that impact your outlook on Apple?
Yeah, and we can talk, obviously, about Musk and Tesla, how they've navigated the storm. I think when you look what Cook and Apple have done, it's really one for the history books for Apple, and it's helped them navigate through the services business. That's really been the Rock of Gibraltar for them. But now in the drum roll into iPhone 12, into 5G supercycle, and of course on the chip side, more and more ownership of their devices. And that's something you're going to see vertically continued for Apple. And this is really what I believe is going to be the next leg of this growth story, which is why I believe this is a stock that's obviously navigated. But I think a year from now, this stock has a 4 in front of it.
That said, there are a lot of people around the world hurting right now. Unemployment is high and the economy is officially in a recession. How does that impact the demand for $1,000 plus phones and, very expensive computers?
Yeah, and it clearly does. And that's something that I think the street started to factor in with numbers. And that's very important because numbers have come down in terms of iPhone units anywhere from 15 to 17%. But I believe now, when you start to look at the SE, the lower price phone, which is gaining a lot of strength, especially, out of China, that's going to be key right now because even though some of the demand cuts will happen, just given the soft backdrop, it comes down to the pure numbers that the street's focused on. 350 million of the 950 million iPhones worldwide have not upgraded their phones in 3.5 years. So massive pent-up demand going into next year and a half, and that's going to be the next key for Apple to monetize that, especially with this product cycle coming later this year.
Now, just how big do you think Apple can get in terms of, the market high? I mean, I remember reporting here as Apple was approaching that $1 trillion market cap. You're looking ahead to a $2 trillion market cap, and yet we're facing all of this uncertainty. Despite the uncertainty, what makes you think that Apple can get there, and how soon?
Sure, it's really the strong that have gotten stronger. If you look at Apple, the key piece is services. We believe services business is worth between $500 and $600 billion. Then you look at the next piece in terms of obviously the core iconic iPhone franchise. That's something where there's going to be further monetization of that, especially also even 10 Jun.10 on the AirPod side. We believe 85 million units this year versus 65 million last year. I go out a year, I think a year or earlier, this is a $2 trillion market cap, and I think Apple is one the stock continues to get re-rated. And even though investors, the haters, scratch their head, it comes down to a pure re-rating of Apple stock.